Full Metal Jacket, of course, written by, well, the screenplay was at least looked over by Stanley Kubrick. The writer, the author, the original author, wrote one called Short Timers. I'll have to go back and remember his name, but very different. The book is very different. But one of my favorite parts of the movie was when Animal Mother, I don't remember the actor's name, but it goes, you know, let's go get some payback. And when he does that, this music comes in. It's very creepy. Even as a kid, I saw it when I was 12 years old in the theater, which was, you know, illegal. My friend had these looked like a college couple kind of sitting in as our parents. They like made an agreement. It's very scary after that sequence. You get kind of addicted to that the fear in a movie. But Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket is definitely one that takes you for a ride. But I don't know if I'm going to watch it for Veterans Day. You know, I think I may do Saving Private Ryan. I don't know. It may come on. They both may come on. I don't know. Usually, Full Metal Jacket's a cable show. That part too in Full Metal Jacket when the bird plays down 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 down. There's a Skylink still in place, waiting to take those passengers to their safe place. Here we go. Good morning, DFW. Alright, that was Lee, and he's a drummer, coming from, originally from D.C., but also from Baltimore. Pretty cool guy. We talked about drumming and Rick Beato. I told him about Rick Beato. I was like, got to check this guy out on YouTube. He's a great teacher, because he's he's very interested in being a drummer. I told him, you know, I haven't really been able to work with a drummer since we started the Linda and Cole band, and then also, of course, Peace Child Beautiful, which I changed the name. But I have worked with Gideon from Westgonia, who was a famous drummer from Chicago. But he was only my teacher, and he only taught us by drumming. There was really no explanation. We would go to class, it was at UNT, and we would just start drumming and dancing. That's how we learned. There was no breaking down or analyzing. We were talking about how people can break down the songs and analyze it, but there's so many celebrities and so many successful musicians that they couldn't be a session player. Like, if you put sheet music in front of them, they were like, well, what is this? You know? But yet they can write songs, and you know, it's amazing. I was saying it comes out of the Spiritus Mundi, and he was saying it kind of comes out of the air. This is spontaneous, you know. All right, Lee recommended 3 great musicians, one being Snarky Puppy. He said Snarky Puppy is great. I'm gonna check them out. They're kind of jazz infused. Then there's Count Basie, which I should know. I'm gonna look that up next. And then Okay Goodnight. Neiman Marcus building. Moving slow, 5 o'clock traffic in Dallas, stuck. I was listening to a version of Then Comes a Day. I think I did at least 2 different versions of it. One kind of a punk version, the other, I don't know, folk rock, maybe. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know what to think of it either. I just know it's not popular, and if it was popular, I'd be doing that full time, I guess, or at least trying to. And then this is just recording my experiences here, excuse me, in Dallas, because it's a big, wonderful world to look at. All these exciting things out there. You know, how could you not want to record it? To me, it's just crazy that other people aren't doing the same. Maybe they don't see it, but I see magnificence. You know, years and years and years, decades, hundreds of years of work. Men have nearly broke their backs getting these steel structures to rise hundreds of stories above the ground, you know? And people pass by it every day as if it's not even really there. Right, Kitty? It maddens me. And I think it all started with these buildings in Dallas, because I would go out, do my Uber, and I just would be amazed, almost to the point of tears. And it would be awe-inspiring. And it would be almost, to me, a sin to not record it and capture it for storage. You know, this is Dallas, current day, 2023, November 11th, as the recording of this. Why would you not, you know? You know, and that's what, you know, I guess would officially make me a vlogger, because this obviously is going to go on for quite a bit of time because I'm in traffic, and if I cut it off, I sell myself short. Look at the fountains right there going on right there. You can see it through here. I'll stick it out the window. Of course, the truck gets in front of it and the sign's in front of it, but that's okay too. If you know that that's okay. That they have a fountain on top of it. It's a whole playground that's on top of this. You can kind of see it. It's just beautiful, you know. It's a beautiful mess, far from the Garden of Eden. And we're in a tunnel right now. You know, you can honk the horn. St. Paul, right over that way. Always call this my Fellini moment. If you're, you know, if you're in a tunnel and there's traffic everywhere, you're missing out. It's a dream. So just, you can hear some of it, me talking. It's secretly a dream. You'll get through it. I don't know what inspired Fellini, you know, to start 8.5 in this weird kind of tunnel where it was almost apocalyptic. You know, people are not acting as people. They're acting like in a dream. And you can't teach that in screenplays school or in film school. You can't teach those stories that Fellini came up with. And same thing with Lynch. Surreal can't really be taught. You can certainly try to maybe to meditate or something, but I don't know. Yeah, it's an amazing start of a movie. I guess the reason why is because when you're sitting before the TV or in a cinema house, you're no longer really, I don't think you're really in the world anymore. You're in something in between, you know. You leave the world to go into something else that's directed by someone else's vision. I don't know if Fellini ever said anything about that, but I have heard that the movie house is like another form of a place for a dream to exist. And dreaming is important, but you're awake when you go to the movie house or in front of your television. You're awake. Well, a lot of times, sometimes you fall asleep. But when you are awake, it becomes like a dream. And that's the beauty of it. It's amazing. Red, white, and blue on the tower there. Almost feels like it's done for me for some reason. Now, when we look to the right, the Ross Perot, that's the Ross Perot Museum. Right there. Hear all the birds. Saw Jacob, the carpetbagger, today on yesterday's vlog of Adam the Woo. The lightsaber parade. With all the Hitchcockian birds. And he did that. He vlogged Ross Perot Museum. He came to Dallas and then left. You know, without visiting. But I understand why. I'm not offended. There it is, where level 5 was in my screenplay Deep on Ellum. The 5th floor was when the teenagers hung out in the 90s, dancing all night to The Cure, and different bands of that sort. They would dance. Joy Division, Depeche Mode, all the wonderful music. Keep us sustained through the night as we danced. A lot of us on ecstasy or other drugs. I only did ecstasy once, but now they're giving it out as pharmaceuticals to people. So I don't feel so bad now. Now I feel more legit. It's beginning. Ecstasy has now been given out now to people that are suffering certain things. I personally don't really necessarily believe in it. I think some of the pharmaceuticals are kind of a mistake to go on. I think natural way is the better way. Personally, it's my own personal opinion. I think the body just works its way out with the mind. No talk at JFK. We didn't really pass by Dealey Plaza, but we did do our little Dallas run like we usually do. And we carry our dreams along the way. This little box known as an iPhone 11. Do you know what I mean? There's the Virgin Hotel. World Trade Center for Dallas. Renaissance. And there is Medieval Times. Sheraton.